it's so lame though that they be letting dude do this shit though. That shit's lame. They just let the dude do the same thing, you know, and manipulate and lie over and over. Yeah, that shit like played out though. It's like played all the way out. Yeah, you know, letting him have like a different advantage against others. Like, yo, them jokers, they wouldn't last though. They wouldn't last if they was fair. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't last. Them people wouldn't last. Charleston White or Wack. People was to go on the same platforms and go at them. They can't hold up. It's like they know how to lie when they by themselves, but somebody go on the same platform, they not gonna hold up. You know, that shit a fool. Straight goofy stuff. You hear me? You know, 2026 is retribution year for Cash Jones, aka Wack100, the biggest rat in Los Angeles County. You know what I'm saying? Anyone go along with Wack is weak. It could never be with a man who fools with him. Yeah. I don't know how anybody deal with him though. I don't know how anybody deal when he turn on everybody. You know, he act like he cool with. You know, he tell all your business, turn on you. I would never rock with nobody like that. Straight up. It's just certain. I know I'm my own type of person, but it's just like certain people I would never rock with. Like, I would never. Nigga, I'm not dealing with you. Straight up. If I accidentally met you through somebody else and seen that you was like this, nigga, I wouldn't dare rock with you. Yeah. I don't understand how these jokers still be following somebody that's only leading you to the water. That's it. No life jacket, no nothing. Don't care about nothing. Yeah. They get fooled, you know, by the BS. Woody said Wack was trying to run a play with him and tell him, chase me down the street. So, you know, that let us know the 6070 joint was a play when he talk about he chased 6070. All that shit be a play. But if he try to, you know, get tough with the right individuals and they respond, he gonna call the police on you. That's all he gonna do. That's the game he playing. You know, you respond to him with that energy, he gonna get you locked up. Next thing you know, you locked up, then he talking slick. You know, one of them type of dudes. Yeah. Straight up. You know, and I totally agree. Any individual following Wack is weak. Anyone. Straight up. This how you know Blueface is weak. I don't care how much light you got. You can tell these niggas is like weak. Weak-minded. Weak individuals. His mom, we already know she be on some weird shit all the time on the net. You can tell what type of kid she raised. You can look at her and then look at Blueface and see her background in him. This is what you raised. He following Wack100. Straight up. Following Wack. Man, come on. Talking about on schoolyard. start gangbanging as an adult. You wanted to be accepted. You could tell these dudes, like, they wanted to be accepted, man. You could tell the people that, you know, as a kid, I don't care what his mom say, oh, he lived this and lived that. He wanted to be accepted. As a kid, he wanted to be accepted. That's a prime example that you can put a kid in private school, right? And you don't know what direction they gonna go in when they grow up. Blueface was in private school and grew up to want to be a gangbanger. Straight up. Wack, straight lame. Run around the internet acting like you tough, but calling the police on everybody. Lining niggas up. But acting like you tough. Hey, listen, man. They like cartoon characters, man. They like cartoon characters. And everybody's tough when they got people around them. That's when they all tough. They all tough when they got people around them in California. They go somewhere else, everybody's nice, respectful. Nobody wants no smoke. They not into all that. But in California, they just the toughest guys that ever exist. Yeah, that shit lame. That shit lame. They don't go nowhere else with that shit. They don't go nowhere else. Just sit in California and act tough. Y'all got the police right there with you. That shit wild. Wack right there, straight police lining these dudes up. And they can't even see it. They don't even got an idea though. Straight lining them up. They don't even got an idea. They so lost. They just, oh, he ain't the police. He got these people so fooled that they can't even understand that he the police. Giving the police all the information about y'all. This is how the police know the intel from the people around him. He sit around them and get all the information and give it to the authorities. That's all he do. Get all the information. He sit around these jokers. They be talking to him. He get everything he need to know and give it to them. Straight up. It's crazy. And they think this guy is somebody he's not though. They really think Wack somebody he not though. Wack is like a cartoon character, man. Yeah. Like a cartoon character. You can already see that, you know, Wack is a follower. Straight follower. He got caught up. Now, he running around working with them authorities. Straight up. And got these jokers thinking that he real. But I'm going to tell you, right? The feds got it so, designed that they know all the information from the people like Wack. It's more jokers like Wack. Wack just the loud one. It's more people that's repping gangs and talking gang this and on the dead homies and on Crip, on Paru, all that. That's working with the authorities. Wack just the loud one. That's it. You hear me? Wack is just the loud one. It's so many people, that's running around like that. Wack is just the loud one. Been working with the authorities, giving them all the intel, information about all the stuff that's going on in the gangs. But playing like he tough. Everybody seen what happened at No Jumper. How isn't nobody talking about that no more and nobody's been arrested? Nobody been locked up. Nobody. Come on now. You violate probation, they coming to get you. And we see a robbery, stripping, and beating, and the individual will go back to the same podcast every week and do an interview. And ain't nobody get charged. Nobody's concerned, huh? They suing Adam. Jay Reed and Marciano is suing Adam. But Wack ain't worried about nothing criminal. At all. Crazy. What the feds going to pay the civil suit to Marciano and Jay Reed to make it go away? Would that happen? Because ain't nobody worried about nothing, huh? Not right now. Ain't nobody concerned about nothing. In 6 days, it'll be a year. Ain't nobody worried about nothing. In 6 days, it'll be a year. Crazy. That shit is crazy. Word up. Anybody that got common sense know. If that was anybody else, they would have been arrested. Especially a public figure. Somebody that everybody know. Hold up. That explained that on 11-8 Gangsta Crip. Is this why it happened? Man, anybody knows, man, if that's anybody else, they would have been arrested. Straight up. Not Wack. He got plans on saying who's snitching. He got the paperwork. All that to deflect off of him being the police. Everything Wack100 does is to deflect off of him being the police. Everything. His whole objective of the paperwork, snitching, all of that is to deflect from him being the police. That's all he does it for. Straight up. He don't care. Straight up. At all. All that shit is just to deflect from him being the police. For real, for real. Man, if I call this nigga a snitch and that nigga a snitch, make the fake paperwork, the nigga making fake court documents. That's a felony. Making fake court documents. Man, just be real. Who has that kind of heart to make fake court documents and put it out so publicly like that as a public figure? Who? Somebody that's working with the police to make fake paperwork and then put it out to everybody as if it's real and it's supposed to be court documents. Man, that shit ain't normal. That shit's not normal, man. That shit ain't normal. Ain't nothing normal about that. That's all police work. All police work. Straight up. Wack done exposed himself, but thinks that if he switches the topic and controls who Adam and Vlad talk to and what they talk about, Adam don't want you talking about Wack on the platform. Nah, you can't talk about it. That's his brother. That's his brother. Now you can't talk about Wack. Don't talk about Wack on No Jumper. Wack done destroyed your business and everything. Don't talk about Wack. And, you know, I'm going to be real, right? I believe all of those jokers, you know, that got them big platforms that he dealing with, Vlad, Adam, and Akademiks, I believe they have a relationship with the authorities to some extent because their platforms is so big. They're so influential. And when you're so influential, then people want to tap in with you. So I believe to some extent that they have some type of connection with the authorities because of how big they is. The feds control the narratives through the people that have the influence. They control the narratives through the people that have influence. Damn right. These jokers usually be running around doing shit because there ain't no way that the feds came and only wanted the cease and desist letter from Adam. I'm not going for that. Yeah. The feds ain't want to come see you at all about the robbery, stripping, pistol whip, and beating that happened at your place of business, but they want a cease and desist letter from you. I can't go for that. It's more to it. But they made a joke out of this shit and spent it. Yeah, you can't make me think that. All they did was make a joke out of it and spin it. Make it look a certain way. Man, them people was up there definitely getting some information. And I really think that, you know, Adam working with him too. I think Adam working with him too. Your platform too big. It's too much violence going around your shit. They not allowing nobody to lead with violence. They gonna come see you. You can't, you know, make me think that they just gonna come get the average Joe in their neighborhood for something way smaller than what we seen at No Jumper but they not gonna go to no jumper for what we seen out there. You couldn't make me believe that though. I've seen people go to jail for less than that. I've seen people go to jail. I've seen SWAT around people's houses and lined up and, you know, kicking a door in for less than that. So what I seen at No Jumper, you couldn't make me believe that they're not concerned about it at all and that they haven't talked to nobody. It's informants involved in the situation. Yeah. It's informants that are involved in the situation. Wack100. Straight up. It's informants that's involved in the situation, man. Straight up. Their platforms are meant to destroy our communities. That's what it looked like, though. Being real, that's what it looked like. It definitely looked like that. Definitely. Straight up. Flacco told everybody he couldn't wait to talk to the police. He would love to have a conversation with the feds. So, you know, we know what it is, man. And I know I be spitting the truth, right? And I think that I spit so much of the truth that, you know, they don't be trying to push this shit around. Straight up. I speak so much of the truth, they don't be trying to push this shit around. They ain't sending out my notifications. Certain people ain't getting the memo because I'm speaking so much of the truth. But all the people that's lying and misleading, they pumping the shit. It's like you gotta lie and mislead to get the rhythm on this joint. But I ain't with all that. You know, I ain't with all of it. You know, that's what's ill. And it's like they want to keep us so lost and not understanding. So when somebody is enlightening people and, you know, keeping it real, letting the people know, they going to dumb your channel down. I can see that. Because ain't no way this shit that I'm saying shouldn't have traveled and been up there, all the way up there. The shit that I'm breaking down about this shit, I'm breaking this shit down. Smash that like button if you haven't already hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button, man. Share the live. The way that I'm breaking this shit down, man, these niggas is the police. The police, they watching. The police watching me, of course. I know they watching. But YouTube definitely, you know, be on some funny shit. You know, sometimes they want to share the content, then sometimes they don't. You know, these jokers want to report the content, you know, because You know, they feel like they intimidated by me. They can't do nothing with me. So the only thing they can do is report the channel. That's the only thing they can do with me. Straight up. Shit crazy. They love confusing the blacks, and them dumb podcasters love helping them do it. Self-hate is in a lot of black people for generations to come. That shit crazy though. If you look at it, the people that lie the most and are fufafi are the ones they push around. Straight up. The liars and the ones that are fufafi, they push their content around. And it's like we're programmed to gravitate to lies. It's like the mind. That's what's crazy. If we just be real, it's like the human brain is programmed to gravitate to lies. If somebody's lying, it's intriguing. If somebody telling you the truth, it's like, it's the truth. But it's a lie? Oh, all right, let me see this lie. Then the next thing you know, somebody's spreading the lie. But if something the truth, don't nobody want to spread the truth. Nah, don't spread, don't say nothing about that. But the lie, get this. Straight up. This what they be on though. Straight up. I ain't with it though. I ain't with it. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't with it. You know, I ain't on the net, you know, with the lies and the manipulation. I think a lot of them type of jokers, they lose themselves. You know, just being real. Them jokers that get on here lying and manipulating for the content, they end up losing themselves because you have to continue to do that. You got to lie and manipulate. So that becomes your permanent character, to lie and manipulate. And we can see this shit. They pushing all lies, man. Smash that like button and hit that subscribe button. They pushing all lies. Crazy. These dudes, man, you know, straight fufafi. Straight fufafi, man. Straight up. If we just being real, man. You know, I'm like, man, I can't get with it. You know, I can't get with that shit. You know, a lot of these jokers, man, straight fufafi, man. We gonna keep going in though. You know, just keeping it a buck. We gonna keep going in. Yeah. I ain't stopping at all. Not at all. Gotta build the rhythm back up again. Gotta build the rhythm back up now. You know, Wack and R&B was hating so bad. You know, I gotta build the rhythm back up now. Gotta build the rhythm back up. Yeah. You know, I know they wish they could stop me. She ain't gonna never stop this. You know, I don't care what you do. I know y'all wish y'all could stop it. Nah. They running around working with the authorities. Yeah. On the internet, working with them people, acting like they not. On Paru. Crazy. Yeah. If the people understood, hey, man, all you gotta do is get with DEEZY. What would it be though? Jokers don't be, wanting to see other people win. I'm gonna win regardless, but I know that's what it is. They like, nah, see, I know I could take it in a different direction. I could take it in a different direction by putting the way that the content go in a different direction. I know I can do it. But what is it? The people that, know I can do it, they not going to share it. They not going to say nothing because it's going to get too much light. It's the truth. You start pumping that truth and people start sharing it, it's going to travel. And then they going to be like, damn, I'm your homie. You going to do that to me? So it's like they all trying to like mislead people for the content instead of being like real with them. That's the crazy thing. It's like so many of them like just misleading people for the content. Wake up, the misleader. We all see Wack lying daily on the internet. Fake paperwork on T Grizzly. That shit should be continued to be talked about. It's why I say the shit that we see that he's publicly doing. You can't allow him to switch the topic to talk about something else and never talk about it again. Everybody should be still talking about T Grizzly's fake paperwork. Wack, how are you talking about Wacko when you put fake paperwork on T Grizzly? We don't want to hear you saying, oh, they said don't talk about it no more, it's witness tampering. That shit don't even make sense. That shit doesn't even make sense. So you went out there and said you got the paperwork, you put some fake documents out there, you get caught, and now you saying they said don't talk about it as witness tampering. That shit don't even make sense. Like the shit that he say, it don't even make sense. Shit don't even make sense though. Akademiks run this shit. Now Akademiks don't want to talk to Dogface. Don't want to talk to nobody that told him the truth no more. But you still want to talk to a liar every day. Went on your stream, told all your chat that you wasn't going to do it no more, and turned around and did it. Wack was on there last night saying, this person a rat, that person a rat, that person a rat. But this how you know that, dudes is just foo-fafi. Straight up. Then talk to your chat, tell your chat, yo, I ain't gonna do that no more, y'all. Nah. The chat is bigger than Wack. Nah. You scared of Wack, man. You scared of Wack, bro. Just gotta be real. You scared of Wack. Yeah, just being real, bro. You scared of him, man. And it's crazy when you look at these jokers, right? You look at these jokers, Seti Nash, Flacco, Akademiks. Man, these niggas is all soft as shit, man. This why Wack is able to run that shit through them. They soft as shit. These niggas ain't no real men. And having money does not make you a real man. Standing on something, not allowing another man to influence you the way Wack does is important to stand on something as a man. Alright, you make content, okay. But if your content that you making from allowing Wack to spin these lies is affecting people's lives, though, that's what's crazy. These niggas let Wack lie to him. He working for the police, and it's affecting other people's lives, and they just sit there and run the content. Like, man, that shit crazy. Y'all just sit there and run this nigga's lives because y'all scared of him? Man, ain't no way in hell. But he picks the weak individual. Yeah, it's like the weak individuals. That shit be making me think like, you know, is the feds giving them niggas like a push? That shit be making me think that for real, for real. It's like, is the feds giving these different channels a push because, you know, they willing to work with them or allow Wack to do what he do through the channels and, you know, from the affiliation? So it make me think about shit like that. Because I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it. Yeah. I like, you know, and I know a lot of these jokers will do anything for some damn money. Straight up. Yeah. A lot of these jokers will do anything for some money, man. Straight up. I really think a lot of them jokers will suck a wood for some money. Straight up. I really think that. A lot of them jokers would suck a wood for some money. No morals, no nothing. For some money, though. And we can see, like, you know, these certain people, you know, it's like the game has to be rigged in a certain way. Because it's like they'll put a block on you when they want to put a block on you. Charleston White say, oh, it's the thumbnails and it's the titles. Nah. Nigga, they'll put a block on you when they want to put a block on you, nigga. Yeah. They don't want to push your shit. They not going to push your shit. That shit is purposely.